Welcome to House of Timmerman podcast. Thanks for watching, guys. We're a husband and wife combo that are just trying to help bring you guys some info to help optimize your life. So my name's Dennis Timmerman. This is my wife, Kate. Today we're going to talk about overcoming fears that may be blocking progress in different aspects of your life.
Yeah.
So first, let's define kind of what we're talking about here as far as fear. Where are we going with this?
Where are we going? So, for example, fear could be where you're just hesitant to do an action or change something in your life. Fear today looks a lot different than it did a long time ago with our ancestors. They actually had a reason to be fearful because they were going to be someone's lunch or dinner. But we don't have that kind of a fear typically, I would hope.
Not too much.
Today's
Well,
society.
not in, probably if you're watching this, you probably don't have to worry about being eaten by a tiger. There's parts of the world, but yeah, for the most part.
So our fear looks way different. And I think that fear now in today's society is just bad management of our thoughts. And kind of an example of that, or to kind of dive into that, typically we have fear around making changes in our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if it's for the better, even if you know that you're making a choice for the better, there might still be fears wrapped around that in, either achieving the goal or not achieving the goal or anything like that. You got kind of a few different simple breakdowns, right?
Yeah, there's three that kind of come to mind right away is a fear of a loss. If you make this change, you're going to lose something. So for an example, for me, when I was diagnosed with pseudotumor cerebrae, I had to make changes in my life. If I didn't make a change, I was going to lose my eyesight or have to have surgery or lose, my quality of life. But if I did make this change, I was going to lose the part of me that I knew. I always knew myself to be a bigger person. I always was comfortable. That was my normal.
You're normal.
My normal.
Yeah.
And so anything that was different from that, I was fearful of. I was nervous. I was scared to make those changes.
Maybe it would probably give you a greater quality of life and make things better for you. It was still
different,
new and different. Yeah.
And so that's kind of that loss. I was fear of losing parts of myself that I was familiar with. You also got a process fear. So change is hard. If I do this process, it's going to be hard.
And it's going to be. It is. Change is hard.
Change is hard.
Nothing else to say about that. I mean, there is, but it is.
So, going through any kind of a process is going to be steps and difficult. There's going to be things that come up along the way. And you just kind of have to face those obstacles as they come. But as you're sitting there thinking about it, you're going to have that fear. Another one is an outcome fear. So you're starting this process, and this is all kind of just an example of me with my weight loss. I suppose it kind of fits all three of them. I had the fear of losing who I was. I had the fear of this change is hard. And then I had the fear of an outcome where, okay, let's say I'm doing this and I'm making these efforts, but nothing happens. Or I'm doing this and my effort is met with results, but I don't like them, or it's still not enough. Those are all still fears that have an effect.
You're so focused on the outcome that you just even trust the process is so hard because you're afraid of the outcome.
Yeah.
Maybe not being what you wanted it to be.
Yep.
Might not look. Once again, it usually doesn't look like you want it to look.
No.
Or like you expect it to,
No, I still don't look how I want to look. And, I'm at a point where I'm no longer fearful of that. But it's funny when you're faced with these fears or this.
She looks pretty good, by the way.
Thanks. When you're faced with these fears, it's truly that, though. It's a bad management of your thoughts. So if you're not looking at these possible things, these things that you're not certain of, and you look at what you're going to gain. I gained a new outlook on life. I gained the ability to run around with my kids and laugh and have fun and not feel uncomfortable in my skin. I have an outcome that I never could have imagined. Well, it's still not what I want. I'm way better than what I was. And so it's not living with that fearful mind, or not living with that negative mindset where we're growing with those, or we're living within those stories and stuck within our thoughts, or stuck in our head. And it's taking the opportunity of meeting that fear head on and growing with it. I think whenever there is a fear there, it's an opportunity for growth. When I started 2018, I wanted to be this fear hunter. And what that meant was not hide and shrink away from fear, and run and meet that head on and conquer them, and really just grow with the opportunity. Because anytime you meet a fear face on, you're going to learn something. You never know what that's going to look like. And a lot of times it's, fear of doing something new, fear of learning a new workout, or, another one. I haven't worn makeup in a whole year. I've never left the house before without makeup.
That was a big fear.
It was a huge fear to be able to leave the house without makeup. I go to work without makeup. I go to the store, and I couldn't do that before. That was a huge one. I remember, yeah. And now I don't even think about it.
Now you're on video with no makeup.
No makeup.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Showing it to the world.
I don't care anymore. And that was a huge fear. And it was really awkward to kind of overcome that one. And, fear of wearing different clothes. That one, I wouldn't ever wear leggings. I never would have dreamt of wearing leggings to a gym. Like, I never would have dreamt of going to a gym, and now I practically live at Primal. Like, that is our home. And it's just crazy when you kind of look back and think of all these things that you've actually overcome. Really, why do we get stopped then when we're met with a new fear? When we have always been able to overcome the ones in the past. And so it's just, when you're met with that feeling of being scared, I just challenge you to face it head on and really just meet it with an opportunity of growth.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but if it's challenging, it might change you for the better.
It's so worth it.
Yes. Damn, do we have anything else here? I mean, shit, I think you kind of nailed that one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you guys have any questions on this? Is there any fears that are stopping you from making progress in your life right now and doing the things that you feel like you are supposed to be doing? Is there any fears holding you back? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you're doing to face those fears today, tomorrow, next week, all that stuff. We want to hear about it. If you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, like the videos. I'm going to put a few of them up coming up here. Please let us know what you think, and we really appreciate you guys watching.
I'll end it with a fear that I'm currently conquering right now.
Ooh, yeah, let's do that.
This podcast. Like, this is a huge fear of mine. Being in front of a camera, talking is a huge fear. I live so much in my head that being able to use my voice to express my thoughts and my opinions is difficult. I have a hard time being vulnerable. I have a hard time saying hi to people, and it's so silly and so simple. And so this podcast and this episode in general is me taking a stab at meeting my fear head on, and it's so appropriately titled. So as Dennis was mentioning, please let us know what fears you are overcoming yourself, because not only would it mean so much to us as a whole, but just to me in general, because I am sharing parts of myself, and just to know that it's helping someone, one person, would mean a lot. Because that's our goal here, is just to help.
Yeah, because we're going through it too. We're trying to, overcome our fears and our obstacles that are holding us back from doing, being exactly where we feel we want to be. We're still trying to strive to get better. So we're not, we got the same problems you guys do. We're just normal, average people that we want to get better too.
Yeah.
So, this is a little bit of accountability for us just to do this. And, I'm pretty nervous on this. I'm pretty scared about this as well. I've got another podcast with the guys at the gym at Primal, and, that's nice, like that collaboration, you know what I mean? But I'm working on a vlog right now that's just me, just my own personal vlog. And that's really hard. Like, that's just me, basically in the camera, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Trying to, communicate a lesson through an interesting kind of story, basically. And I'm scared as hell to get this started. But I got some videos started. I'm getting them kind of starting to piece together, and I'm going to hopefully get it going on a weekly basis. And I'm pretty fearful about that. And then I'm fearful of it succeeding.
Yeah.
What if it's successful and I gotta like keep doing that, and I gotta like live up to a standard? It's like, so that's, the same thing with this. Hopefully we're setting a good standard of, you guys like what you see quality wise. We're gonna be making some improvements to our audio video production here pretty soon, but it's a process of getting better in every stretch of the word. Everything we do, we're trying to do a little bit better. So whether that be our physical training at the gym, our workouts, our our kind of internal work that we have to do that on a regular basis, like it does not stop once you reach a certain point. Like,
no,
you just realize you just got that much more work to do. Once you reach a certain point, you're like, oh shit, I don't know anything, so time to up my game again. So it's a process. We're still learning. We're still figuring it out, and this is going to be like a chronicle, like a kind of a journal to that.
Yeah.
I think as we improve, we're going to be able to create more value for you guys and communicate more effectively, and just give you guys a better overall experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys.